FinTips here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. How you doing today? Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a great day, and today I want to bring your attention to a little something if you happen to have some front load funds, or if you happen to work with a few of those companies back there. It's a little trick, unfortunately, that non-fiduciary, even some that call themselves fiduciary advisors, play games with their customers. And look, it's hard enough to get new customers. We're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth. We manage our own portfolios. They're all expense ratio free. We do everything we can to show you we're fiduciaries and it will work in your best interest. And so one of the things that these companies do have to do with front-load funds. Now, if you're not familiar with what a front-loaded mutual fund is, basically it says you'll pay all your fees up front as you buy initially, and then you should have no fees going forward. That's how it's supposed to work, right? It doesn't work like that, actually. So let me explain here. Let's take a look. If we go over to the board, the companies I'm going to be talking about today are these three. They're not bad companies. Don't sue me, American Funds or Primerica or Oppenheimer. But I look at tons and tons of my customers' accounts, and this is what I see. You have these funds. It could be any fund, and at the end of it, you see -A, or you'll see it's an A fund. That typically is called an advisor fund, meaning it's front-loaded, and you're going to pay some sort of fee up front. Now, typically what it is, or a lot of them, are around 5.75% up to $25,000, which all that means is, hey, if you put in a few dollars every month or whatever, they're going to charge you 5.75% on it, and when you get to $25,000, ideally you should have paid most of your fee and you're good to go. It's a great concept. The problem is, these companies over here, they don't stop charging you then. The next thing they do is they say, okay, $5 or 5.5% up to $50,000, right? That's ridiculous. That's way too much. You can't pay that much. Now, again, if for some reason you were building into it and paying them on the front, like a front-loaded fund should be, and then you weren't going to pay any costs for the rest of your life, I could probably still make an argument for this, but the problem is a lot of these still have high expense ratios or high yearly fees on these. For example, I pulled up right before we started here. I didn't take any favor here. I just looked up American Funds, and then I was looking at the funds that they have in 401ks, a lot of them. I came across the American Funds Capital World Growth and Income Fund Class A. I didn't cherry pick it. I just picked one from the company. What they have is 5.75% up to the first $25,000. It goes down to 5% for the next $50,000, but you're going to pay a 7.6% yearly expense ratio to own this fund. That's not fair. Now, I'll tell you, there's really no good argument for that, to be honest with you. I just don't see a good argument for it. If it were that you were going to pay 5.75% up to $25,000 and everything over that and for the life of the fund was free, which there are some of those funds still out there, then you can make an argument for that. But here's the problem with the advisors. This is what they're going to do, and I want you guys to do your homework right now. Go into your account if you have any advisor shares, and let me know if this is the case. Let's say, for example, you have $30,000 in your account. Could be any type of account at any of those companies. I'll bet you don't have just one fund. It's very likely that you have a handful of funds, right? And your $30,000 is split over these three funds, right? You know why that is, right? You maybe don't even need the three funds, but remember, it's 5.75% up to $25,000, 5.75% up to $25,000, 5.75% up to $25,000 for the majority of these funds. When you keep contributing to it, obviously we're making a little more money there. The guys that offer these funds do that. This is what happens. When you get enough money in your account where all of a sudden you start getting close to that $25,000, the phone rings. Somebody leave a comment and let me know that this has happened to you. The phone rings and they go, hey, we noticed that you have these three funds here. Great, you're doing great. Thanks for working with us and everything. We think it's time that you rebalance, right? I actually used to know people that made these phone calls. It wasn't me. So they call people and they go, all right, well, you're getting close. Now you've amassed all this money. We haven't talked to you in years, but now we think you should have 5 different funds, right? All of a sudden, because now you got $75,000 in your account, they want to divide it up over these funds so that they can keep you at that 5.75% level. So it's an unfair trick, and I don't want you guys to fall for it. Had a customer come in the other day. They had 8 different funds. The account balance was close to $30,000. There's no need for that. Why? Why do we need 8 different funds all of a sudden? We use a lot of our funds here at Jazz Wealth because we don't have any cost to them. We can have as many as we want. There's no cost to our customers for them. There's no trading costs, commissions, or anything like that. And that's the way it should be. You should be working with somebody that you enjoy working with and pay them for their help, their advice, their education, right? Don't pay for these front-loaded funds. I don't bash on people too often. I don't believe in that, but this is a little bit odd, and it's kind of getting out of control. I don't know if it's that more of you are coming to me and that's what I'm seeing, but I definitely want you to take a moment, pull out your statement if it's at any one of those companies, and just see if you're paying that front load. There are better options. It doesn't have to be us. I hope you'll keep us in mind, but it doesn't have to be us. Just know that there are better options. There are cheaper options. You should not be paying that much. There is not a good argument for that. Well, I hope this helped you in some way, and if you have an account at one of those places and you found that you're paying those high fees, great. If I helped you, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. I just like that you're watching, and if you need help with any of that, keep us in mind at Jazz Wealth. I'll get out of your way. Have a great rest of your day.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.